everybody, Mitzi Cruz, Lincoln Live. I'm here with Ken Hisey.
Morning.
And Ken Hisey has an incredible home-based business here in Lincoln, so we're going to hear more about that. So Ken, can you start off by telling us just a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am a local Lincoln resident. We moved here from Rockland about 6-7 years ago, and I was a stay-at-home dad, and I was looking for a way to bring some income into the household, and so I started my own business. And being the super nerd that I am, I started a small computer support business here in town. So I love helping out my neighbors and doing the small businesses and the personal home computer users as well.
So can you tell us a little bit about what your favorite type of support is for somebody that maybe calls you and they have a computer need?
Well, I like the new and the different. One of the common misconceptions that some people have is that if you haven't seen the problem before, then you're not an expert in the problem.
Sure.
And with the way our business, I say our nerds in general, the way our business works, if you haven't seen an issue before, it's a learning opportunity,
Sure.
a new problem to unravel, a new puzzle to be solved. And so one of my favorite things to do is data recovery stuff. So like the mom that brings me the laptop that she thinks is completely died and has all of her baby pictures on it that she's ever taken ever. And when I can pull the data back off of that hard drive and give her back all of her baby pictures, and the little tear wells up in the eye, I love those superhero moments. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, you saved everything. Those are my favorites.
So I know that with your home-based business, it gives you a lot of flexibility in your schedule.
Yes.
But you're actually also balancing taking care of the kids as well.
Yeah. So a typical schedule for me is I will make contact with somebody the night before and arrange to come and get their computer, and during the day, during school hours, I go out and sort of collect work, and then after school lets out, then I'm doing homework, I'm making dinner, I'm coaching Little League, or taking kids to various after school activities.
Sure.
And then as I get them all to bed, then I go to work and I start repairing the computers that are collected throughout the day. So typically I'm usually working from 7:30 or so to 2 in the morning until I get everything done.
Gotcha.
And then I wake up in the morning and start delivering the work that I've just completed. So yeah, so it's an interesting schedule. I like to tell people when that I don't have hours.
Yeah.
I work when the phone rings.
Gotcha.
So there are some people who may be watching this whose houses I've been at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, because they messaged me on Facebook and said it's broke.
Right.
And I said I'll be right over. So I don't really keep hours. I just ignore the clock and ignore the calendar, and I go to work. So
Yeah, and I know there was actually recently a situation where you had a client who had a laptop that it was a dangerous situation, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So a client messaged me at about 11 o'clock on Facebook, and I didn't see the message until about 11:30 or so, and they had gone to bed. And the situation was that their Macintosh had actually started to swell. So the particular model she had a LiPo battery. It's a lithium polymer battery. And those can be fire hazard.
Ooh.
So they can rupture and catch fire. And so when I saw this picture, I thought, okay, this is a situation where, this is something where you call at midnight, you wake somebody up and let them know.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I had this person's phone number in the past and lost it. So I called the Lincoln Police Department and told them the name and what I kind of recalled their address to be in the past, but they had moved. And so they fortunately found their number, called them, and she called me back about midnight. No, it was about 12:30. Yeah, and said, "Yeah, the police called, said you were trying to reach us." I said, "Yeah, sorry." I said, "This is one of those situations where I don't care how late it is. You wake somebody up for this sort of thing." So she took the computer outside on the patio, and then I came over the next day and pulled the battery out, and they dropped it off the hazmat. Fire hazard averted. So
Oh wow.
yeah, and then that of course turned into a data recovery job because all their pictures were on that Mac, and
Oh,
it
goodness.
was no longer functional.
So is that something, is it common? I mean, is it something that the viewers should be aware of, that specific model? Or
Well, actually, just that type of battery. It's a very, very common battery in RC aircraft. And so just if you Google LiPo battery explosion or LiPo battery fire, you'll get an idea of the severity of the type of battery. They're generally pretty safe as long as you're aware of what they are and how to keep them safe. Keep them safe. If they ever start to swell and you apply a charge to them, you're asking for a problem. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, that's a great example of going above and beyond customer service and just really, I mean, obviously that's a safety issue.
Well, I didn't want somebody's house to burn down for Christmas.
Oh no!
So.
Oh no! So tell us about how the Lincoln community has really embraced your business and kind of how that's allowed you to, give back to the community.
Well, Facebook is my #1 business generator. I do most of my business from people seeing other people asking for help on various Good Neighbors Lincoln, that kind of forum, and putting my name out there. And I wake up in the morning, I go on Facebook, and I look and I see how many people have mentioned or tagged me, and I respond, and I'm blown away at the variety of people that post my name up there, because it's somebody I may have done work for 2 years ago, and it's, Ken Hisey, get him out there. He'll take care of it. And so it's not the same person over and over and over again. It's not my wife constantly recommending me, but it's been amazing. I've done work for a wide variety of local businesses. There was a medical billing company that I do work for. One of the doctor's offices in town. I don't know if I should mention everybody's names. Real estate agency, a couple of chiropractors. There's a book retailer. There's just been an unbelievable number of small businesses. And when I first started doing this, I sort of envisioned it as being me going in and helping individuals, and not really doing the small business thing. But now that the small businesses in town have really started using me, they're passing my name around, and I'm doing more and more and more small businesses, which is great, because for me, a large job is a small business with 12, 15 workstations, and I come in and clean up the disaster that is their network and make their network function and make sure that all their machines are up and operational, and they call me back when something breaks and needs to be replaced. I come back, and it's fantastic. So
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So tell everybody how they can get a hold of you if they have any needs or questions.
Well, I have a personal Facebook page that is generally what people use to tag me on Facebook, and that's just my name, Ken Hisey. You can find me through Good Neighbors Lincoln. Happens to be the most frequent place that people find me. I also have my own Facebook page for my business, which is facebook.com, of course, /PCManKen. So PC as in personal computer, man, because I'm man, Ken, and that's my first name. So I went nice and simple. So and then, of course, the easiest, quickest way to get me is texting. That's the way I think most people get a hold of people nowadays. And my phone number, if you want to just paste it on the bottom of the video, that'll be probably easier than me reciting it on the video, I think. So,
okay, sure, I will include that information in the video as well.
Awesome.
So do you have any final thoughts, anything else you want to talk about?
No, I mean, I'm just, I'm super impressed with the, how do I say, camaraderie of our community, if that makes sense. I find that in this town, it just seems like everybody is very actively interested in helping everybody else.
Yes.
And so I feel like for me, that is another really good business driver, because everyone finds something that works and wants everyone else to have access to it. And I don't like tooting my own horn, but I hope to think I'm one of those things that works.
Sure.
So, so I'm super happy with the way that I haven't had to spend $1 on advertising because everybody who's used me has recommended me to someone else.
That's incredible.
And so,
yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for agreeing to do the interview today.
Oh, yes, of course.
And thank you all for watching. And please join us next week. We will be interviewing Chrissy Rich with doTERRA and learning more about her and her business as well. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.